Hello, guys. Hey, guys. What's going on? Hey. Good evening. What is going on? Hey, JR. What is good, my lovely peeps? What's good? Ooh, we start our lives. Yeah, I see a little different today. I went look natural, right, JR? Look, you just love it as natural. It's about to be braided up. Yeah, I'm rocking my natural. I guess I gotta rock it for a long time. I'll probably start doing that. Okay, I see Rose or Soul Diamond. I'm gonna play his song for a little bit. Give me a second. Yes. Oh my God, really? It's on my nerves. I can't wait till December 8th. I'm getting your ass. Whatever. Even if I did, it's cute anyway. You are just so petty. Oh my God. And if I did, it's gonna look cute. Hey, Christy. Hey, Montrez. Montrez, get JR because he being petty. Sean, I missed you. Sean, I am like so upset with you right now. I miss you so much. Oh my God. Sean, I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you, honey. No, you're not gonna win me because you're getting on my head right now. I mean, sometimes you can wear a wig 1 or 2 times. Hi, Brian. Hello. Look, yes, I miss you, Sean. Like, I miss our talks. I am very upset with you right now. Yes, I am. Look, I cannot deal. And y'all, today we have my Who's Next episode. So excited to have this singer-songwriter and musician on my platform. We're really excited to have him on the platform. All right, it's almost time. Oh, thank you, Brian. I appreciate it. Look, somebody look. Oh, yeah, we might be okay. But JR, you cannot do that. You know, sometimes people have to, like, we protect our hair. We are protectors of our hair. You can't do that. And you doing this on my platform right now, knowing I gotta interview this man. Oh my God, I'm gonna get. Okay, yeah, you definitely need to DM me, yes, cause I love you and I miss you. Hi, Darius. Darius, get your brother JR, cause he being petty right now and he's hurting my feelings. Thank you, but no, you know he's talking about from the shuffle to me and Deborah Cox. He's still on my head about that. I know you will. I know. All right, y'all. I'm finna join him in. I'm finna get ready. All right. Started. The craziness. Hello.
Hey,
How are
how are
you?
you?
Come on, hat. I want your hat. Can I have your hat? I want your hat.
Yes,
What's
indeed.
good? What
Yes,
is going
indeed.
on? How you doing?
We are doing good. We are doing good. We are here. We're you know what? We love your platform. Your platform is great. I've had an
Oh, thank
opportunity for
you.
you to interview a number of artists, and it's an honor to be here. You know what I'm saying?
Uh,
And I got
oh, Lord,
listen,
my
I
earring.
got listen, I got my brother, my boy that's on the
Uh huh.
track, Nathan. You know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
Nathan. Yes, I did see him. How you doing, Mr. Nathan?
Hey, how's it going?
I'm
Yeah.
doing good. How y'all doing? I'm sorry, y'all. My earrings and fall off. Look, that means something, Lord. Lord, just be natural.
It,
I'm just gonna be natural today. Just be myself.
it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Well, look, later
Aw.
on in the interview, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
We gonna do this for y'all live. We don't play. You
What?
know what I'm saying?
Hold up. You know, I've never had this. So, you'll be first in history on my show to actually do this live. I've never
Yeah,
had this.
man.
Wait a minute, let me find out you did your research on my platform and didn't tell me, okay?
Hey, listen. Look. I've watched a lot of interviews. You've got some
thank
really,
you so
really,
much.
wonderful people that's on there, and I'm just like, man, I had to get on this platform. There's no getting around that one.
Thank you so much. I'm truly honored myself because, for me, I'm very inspired by music. And like I said, no matter who you are in the industry, like I said, I love independent people, artists. I love big artists. I just love people in general that make real good R&B music. That's
Indeed.
just me. You know what I'm saying?
Indeed.
So, but before I do get started, I need to introduce myself because we just didn't talk. And like I said, we didn't get to the good part yet.
No doubt.
So let me get ready. So my name is Chastity Buckley. I'm the host of Midnight R&B Edition, homage Midnight Love BET, where I give all my flowers to all my R&B artists, singers, songwriters, and producers, and everybody. And I love this episode. I created this episode like months ago called Who's Next? And I'm just so excited for people that come on my platform that talk about R&B music or just sing R&B music and just do everything that is within R&B. And I'm here with a singer, a songwriter, somebody with a pen game. Come on, pen game, because I love the pens. A musician, Mr. Rodell Jones, a.k.a. Ro, the Soul Diamond. Thank you so much.
Yes, indeed. Thank you for having me.
I'm very, very honored to have you on my platform. I love the music that you had sent me, which is really just dope because it reminds me of home. I'm from Louisiana, and this is the type of music that I listened to growing up, like the good feel-good music. Sure. And stuff like this growing up for me, like remind me of Johnny Taylor, Gerald Levert, Luther. I love Luther. I'm just saying. But the music that you make is real soul, pure R&B music of what you like. And that's what I really respect. But before we do get started and talk about you and your history of how you became in this industry, I want to ask you, how have you been doing since the pandemic?
I'll tell you what, it's been a challenge. I think the biggest challenges is hearing the family members that 2020 was just trash. I hate to say it was such trash. Every week we was hearing that some friend of ours or somebody that we know passed away from COVID. So I'll say I hope that everyone stays safe, and it's wear your mask, do what you got to do, get vaccinated, or however it is. Right. Just do something to protect yourself.
And also, how have you been doing, Mr. Nathan? Like, how have you been too? Like, what's going on with you?
Man, I've been doing great. Just glad to be alive.
Amen.
Like Ro was saying, it's been a tumultuous year. My wife, she lost her older sister in New York.
Oh, I'm so sorry about that.
Yeah, the height of it all, and I've lost a numerous amount of people. So when you look at things like that, you literally just thank God every day. I mean, literally every day. God, thank you for waking us up.
Amen.
So I'm just I'm glad to be alive and surviving.
Okay, look, I said God brought us through a mighty long way, but at the end of the day, like I said, trouble don't last always. You know what I'm saying? So definitely just to get started, because we are talking about music and your music, Mr. Ro. I want to know about your history and who you are as a person. So I know you are from the DC area, the DMV, the home of Genuine.
Yes, indeed. Yes.
Good Lord, I mean, so many icons have came from there. So I want to ask you how was it like growing up there? Not even that, like, where did you get your start for love and inspiration of R&B music, and who were some people that inspired you to get into this R&B game?
That's a very interesting question. So first and foremost, was born in Washington, D.C. I kind of spent most of the time in the Suitland area. I grew up, I had my family, but I was also in the foster care system as well.
Oh, wow.
And so, I with a lot of children that are in the foster care system, you find that a lot of them have gifts. So they either rap, they sing, they write, they do all sorts of wonderful things. And so that's, and you could do a whole show on that,
right.
You scour for foster children who actually do, have so much talent. Right. So for me, I kind of discovered the music thing for me was probably my 10th grade year of high school.
Okay.
I was over a friend's house, and he wanted to sing for this girl, and we were just playing around. And so, I think the song was "I'll Make Love to You" by Boyz II Men. I was just clowning, just singing it and everything. And sure enough, he heard me. He says, "Hey, man," he says, "you sound pretty good there, man." I said, "I don't sound good. What are you talking about?" And he's like, "Man," he says, "Really, man, you really sound good." So the next day, he must have made some calls, because the next day I went to school, and sure enough, he's like, "Yeah, man, did you know Rose sings?" And they was like, "Nah," he a nuisance, But right then and there, I went ahead and I sung for him. And at that moment, I remember we was in the lunchroom, and you could hear a pin drop. And by the time I finished singing, the whole auditorium screamed, and right then and there, I said, "Okay, I must got something."
Yeah.
And so at that moment, I love listening to music, but as far as me actually doing the music, that took, that took a little bit of time. But from that moment on, I was like, man, I'm singing. Any place I get, I'm singing,
Yeah.
And so the story kind of goes on where, there was a young lady that I went to high school with. She's a fabulous artist. Her name is Michelle Levon, and she actually took the role of him as my vocal coach. So she would make me sing every single place that I went. She was, and she was in the choir and all that. And so that's just what I did all the time. I just sung. So that's kind of was the start. And then as time went along, I went ahead, I learned how to play the piano. So, a lot of times when people hear me, they're like, "Oh man, you've been doing this all your life." No. No. So it's one of those things where I learned to sing first, and then I went ahead, I learned the piano next, and then it just kind of went from there. And then along the way, I met this brother here, and what was interesting there was we because of me being in the foster care system, he took on the role of actually being my big brother. So, taught me to drive, taught me to get on my feet, So not only, are we making music together, but there's also, a history, a family connection there. So
yeah. I love this. I love the story that you're talking about, because I think a lot of people don't understand that with gifts, it doesn't matter where you come from. It just transcends everywhere. You got what I'm saying?
Sure.
And coming from where you're coming from, like I said, my dad was in foster care, so I can truly understand from that. He was adopted as well. So when you're coming from and you're trying to find yourself and who you are, God gives you these gifts.
Sure.
So, with that, you're seeking time to build, somebody seen something in you, and I know that was an inspiration for them to make you go after your dreams. You know what I'm saying? And I love that you got your brother, Mr. Nathan, as a dynamic duo. I mean, I got this Casey and JoJo ass going on. Look like and just that alone, I'm happy that you have somebody in your corner to be there for you, because I know in this industry it's very hard when you're by yourself, because you got people telling you certain things and not being honest with you, but having, your brother Nathan with you, I know y'all with this journey together doing R&B music. You know what I'm saying?
What people need to understand about this music industry is that people will take your talent and exploit you. They will take, they will take how hungry you are, and they'll use it against you if you are not musically smart. And that's some of the things that I had to learn along the way. It's kind of like, there's the singing part, but then there's also the business aspect of the music business.
Right.
And I'm learning more and more that your paperwork got to be tight. You don't just put a song out there just to put it out there. You got to make sure stuff is crisp. You got to make sure stuff together. Even like tonight, I wanted to make sure that this live stream was crisp. The lighting was right. I wanted to make sure the microphone was good. I wanted to make sure this was a good live experience. These are the types of things and etiquette that musicians need to have. They need to make sure that everything is crisp, because once you put it out there, you can't reel it back and say, "Oh, no, let's do a do-over." No, sometimes you only have one shot to be able to do the situation correctly. So
definitely sure. And I agree with you 100%, because I think once you understand the business, I think understand the logistics of everything, you can understand how the way you want to maneuver your own way of doing things your own time. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So I wanted to ask you, how did you get the name Roll the Soul Down? I need to, because that is a very interesting name. It's very catchy, but I want to know, does it have something to do with R&B, like it's in your soul, in your heart? Is that what that's coming from?
So let me tell you where I got the name from. Interestingly enough, I was born in Washington, D.C. When you look on the map, it's in the shape of almost a perfect diamond. Okay, it's in the shape, what I'm saying? I'm sorry, let me move my chair up. It's in the shape of almost a perfect diamond. And with all of the things that I've been through, the strongest substance on planet Earth is a diamond. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
And you know, and the thing is diamonds are used to cut through other things. You know, there are a lot of construction workers that use diamond shards to cut through certain things that they need to do. And so I just took that concept and I said, you know what, with this R&B thing, I can't be sweet with it. I can't be too rough with it, but I got to be coming so hard that like there is no stopping it. And that's kind of what the situation was. With R&B, they kind of put you in a box. You know, if you're looking, you know, if you've got the look, then, you know, then that's one thing. If you got the voice, that's one thing. But my thing is, I don't care about none of that. I'm coming. You know,
come on.
I'm coming.
That's right.
You know, whether you like it, whether you hate it, whether you love it. And that's kind of the attitude that you have to have. You know, when you're in the music industry, you have to, you care, you know, about the product that you put out. But at the same time, you've got to keep trucking, you know, and that's kind of what the concept of Roll the Soul Diamond, where it comes from, you know. And part of the reason too, I mean, I just thought it was just an interesting name, you know. You know, there's a lot of roads out there, but there's not too many Roll the Soul Diamonds out there. So
come on, and that's what I love about it, because it's so unique. It reminds me of, like, you know, people with names like that is very memorable, but not even that. It can bring on a legacy, and so that's what I see. What you're seeing for yourself, and that's why with that I was like, okay, that's very interesting, Diamond. I'm like, is it supposed to be something unique? But I love the transition because you're dealing with it from a home aspect, but not even that. It's who you are as a person, and that's what I respect. So I'm just really, really happy about that. So I wanted to get into the logistics of everything. So now you kind of told us your transition of, you know, don't go on from Boyz II Men, which is one of my favorite artists in the world.
Indeed.
Thank you for that. I love me some Boyz II Men. But how in the process you got to start to get into the industry? What made you kind of get the gateway of getting in the industry? What started that off?
Well, first, you know, it always starts with you singing and singing everywhere. Yeah. And then it comes to you meet different people who says, hey, I'm a producer. I do this, I do that, I do the other. Or I've got a band, you know, I think you'd be a great singer for this, or whatever the case may be. So it starts like that. So for me, it was real simple. I met different producers here and there. They heard a lot of the music that I did, and they say, hey, you know, I think we can go ahead and we can record something. And so I would play around in the studio and I would record some stuff, but I never got to a point where I was serious enough to actually put some material out. And I had gotten so tired of going to somebody's studio. They hear you sing. They like, oh man, you sound good, but they weren't interested in putting any work together. So about 15 years ago, I met Carl Rushing, and he has a studio out here in Silver Spring, Maryland, called Rushing Wind Studios, Gemstar Pro. Very awesome engineer. If you are in the DMV area, look him up. He's fabulous. And what he did was he said, look, he says, we're going to do this. We're going to, you know, the prices were reasonable. That's another thing too. Studio time is
okay, because it ain't cheap.
You know, so he was really reasonable with his prices. And he said, look, we're going to take time and we're going to do a song. So one of the first songs I recorded with him that I completed was a song called Snowflake Angel that I recorded. And it was kind of the early days. And that was me learning how to record, learning how to, you know, make a track, which is something that, you know, it takes some time to do. And then as time went along, I've been still working with him for the last 15 years. And as a matter of fact, the wedding song, you know, we engineered and recorded it at his studio. So that's kind of how it started.
Wow, the ultimate wedding song. There you go.
The ultimate wedding song.
You know how to say that? You know how to say that? I'm like, the ultimate. I'm like, wait a minute. This is interesting, because I mean, the ultimate wedding song, that means your song is that song when somebody walks on the aisle, which I heard today, and I was really like, wow, this is really touching, because it just reminds me of vows and just, you know, being in love. And I think that's what we're missing right now in R&B. We don't have the love music like we used to. And I was listening to some of your tracks today, and I was like, wow, he comes from different subjects of you know, relationships, like, you know, being brokenhearted, being in love, you know, finding the one. You know what I'm saying? We need music like this. And I feel like your music is bringing that transition into what real R&B used to be. And we're trying to get back to that. You know what I'm saying?
Now the track for the ultimate wedding song, I'll tell you, the song itself is you know, the concept of the song is 20 years old.
What? Wait a minute.
It's 20 years old.
20 years old.
It's 20 years old. So how it worked was the first version of it was I went to Morgan State University. Shout out Morgan State Bears. Yes, indeed. And while I was there, I met a producer. His name is he wasn't a producer at the time, but he was a music major. His name is Will Burkhead. Will Burkhead is a fabulous guitarist. He's doing a lot of work now. He's done backup stuff for J-Lo. So he's doing incredible work. And so him and we were just kind of fooling around, and he heard me play the wedding song on the piano, and he says, "Hey man," he says, "I got a little pre-production studio at my house, man. Why don't you come on over?" So I went ahead, played the song for him, and it sounded good, got all the levels nice. And he says, "Okay, bro," he says, "give me a week." And I'm like, "Me a week?" He said, "Yeah, just give me a week and I'll get the track back to you." But sure enough, he gives me the track back, and I'm just, my jaw dropped. I'm like, whoa. Wow. So he took that concept and actually made it reality. So later on, 20 years, fast forward to now, I lost touch with him. He's out doing touring and doing all sorts of stuff. And so I said, you know what? I tried to do the song with different producers, and it just did not have the same feel that it needed. It just didn't. And I said, I've got to get him to produce this track. I said, because without him, it's not going to come together the way that we had it the first time. So sure enough, we got back in touch, and I told him, I said, look, I got to do a remake of the wedding song. And he said, "Ro, I'm on it." Matter of fact, that day, he queued up his engineering stuff, and he said, "All right, let's go ahead and get started."
Wow.
So, I went ahead, did this track, and this track was phenomenal. I said, okay. So in my mind, I said, man, I could do this myself, but no, I got to get my boy on this, because him and I, we did weddings together for years. We would go and do little wedding gigs here and there. And so I said, you know what, this is going to be a great opportunity, to kind of showcase his sound, showcase my sound, and it just be something different where when you hear from the moment you click play from start to finish.
Oh yeah.
It's an experience.
Because y'all can blend. Because that's one thing people need to learn how to do is blend. And that's why when you can blend voices together, it can work. That's why I say y'all remind me of this Casey and JoJo X y'all got going on with the rough ends and stuff. But not even that. It's just coming from a male's perspective, which I love. It reminds me of kind of Case Happily Ever After. You know what I'm saying? Jessica, how I do in those type of realms of ultimate wedding songs of our time. You get what I'm saying? So you bring this to the forefront. I can't believe you kept this for 20 years. That's a long time.
And it's crazy because I released other songs, but that is my very first song. That's my very first song that I ever penned, was the Ultimate Wedding Song. And I said I was not going to release it until all of the components were right. The right musicians, the right singers, the right backgrounds. And once it was together, then I was satisfied. I said, okay, now it's time for the world to hear it. And I wanted to get it where because I remember when we recorded it, his wife was there in the studio with us, and we were not going to leave until it was, man, this song is tight, like, period. Like, I let my wife hear it. She says, yeah, it's ready. At that point, at that point, I knew. I said, okay, let's go ahead and put it out. Let's not waste any more time, and we're just gonna see what happens. And so here we are. That's why we wanted to put it out. So
that is so dope. And it's funny. I was gonna say where the inspiration comes from, because, like I said, sometimes when you keep songs for a long time, it has to. I'm not saying it gravitates to something, but sometimes it may be something for the right place at the right time. And I think now, because you experience, being in love, being married, both of you guys, I know for sure now was the right time. You get what I'm saying? And then I know it's coming from a heartfelt place, because those lyrics, I waited all my life. Like, man, people can wait for a lifetime for somebody. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So what I'm learning about your song, for both of you guys, for this song, it's talking about love, but not even that. It's a feeling of true meaning of love, what we're missing in R&B right now. You know what I'm saying? So, this song is Ultimate Wedding, but not even that. It's just, it goes to show you that you can take this song and play it at other people's weddings for themselves. You know what I'm saying?
The other thing, not to cut you off, I'm sorry.
No, you good.
I wanted it to be, you know how when you hear a song, it was from that era. Come on. You know it was from 2000, or it was from 1980. What I wanted with this song, where all the components were in such good places, you can't tell the difference. You don't know if it was released back in 2000. You don't know when that it was released today. And that's kind of where, when you creating an album, you want to get an album where that body of work, no matter what era you play it in, it's right. It's kind of like Thriller. So like Thriller.
Yeah.
Michael Jackson's Thriller is a wonderful body of work to the point where you can release it now, you can release it 20 years from now, and people are still going to go to the store and still buy it. You know, Casey and JoJo's, their first album, that entire album from start to finish, if you released it now, people would still go out and they would still buy it. You know, so that's kind of where I feel where the good songs lie. If we can create bodies of work where, you know, you can't say, well, that was that era 2 years ago or that era 5 years ago, but it's relevant now and it will continue to be relevant.
Right. And I know you released other 2 singles, Nobody's Gonna Love You Like Me. Me. I wanted to talk about that. Like, what made you inspired to do that? Like, did you do those? Okay, The Ultimate Wedding was 20 years ago. Were these recently tracks that you wrote on here? Like, because I know we're kind of going a little further, because I know you were saying you did a contest back in the day for yourself.
I did.
You were in, and you were in 3rd place. Congratulations on that.
I did.
Stuff like that. So did that come in the mix of that?
Yeah. So let me tell you first about the competition. So back in 2009, my old manager, shout out to Patrick Whitney. He owns PAW Entertainment. He's got his hands into everything, and he was managing me at the time. And so he had some good relationships with at the time an organization known as the Fleet DJs. And what they did was they would release mixtapes. So you know. And they specialize in R&B mixtapes, and especially. So somehow he got one of the presidents of the Fleet DJs to actually listen to some of my tracks, and they came together and said, well, you know, he should have his own mixtape. I said, oh, wow, my own mixtape. So I get into this competition. It's called Famecast. Famecast was one of the very first podcasts before when YouTube really started to take off. And one of the guys that I competed with was Smoke from the group Player. That's currently in currently in Drew Hill right now. And so to meet him, it was awesome because he's an incredible singer. And it was just cool just to know, hey, this is the person that you're going up against, you know. And he did so well. And I learned a very, very important thing about musicianship. And one of those things is this. When we did this show, the singer, the person who placed first place, her name was Melissa Suzanne. I'm not sure if she's still doing music, but I remember her band got sick. And with her band getting sick, she could read music. I couldn't read music. And so what she did was she made a phone call and she called a band that could read music. She gave them the sheet music and she won the competition. And right then and there, it was an important lesson that I learned was there's no substitute for good musicianship. No matter what it is, there's no substitute for it. Right. So you can cut corners, but when it comes down to a competition like that, it just taught me, look, make sure if you're gonna bring it, don't play games with it, do it.
Right. And that's a good lesson learned experience. I think a lot of us who want to get into the music industry need to learn, so much about the business, about musicianship. I talked about that last week with sweet person Steve Stonehub, so dope. He's wrote for so many people, and we talked about just the musicianship of what he did. Like, you have to really understand the learning of music. Some people are self-taught, some people are not self-taught. But the thing about it is, if you keep practicing and keep understanding and learn how certain things could go and coordinate, then it'll make sense in time, in due time. So, I know that was probably a lesson learned experience, but at the end of the day, you have soared through the years since then. I mean, you got the Ultimate Wedding song. And so it's you own Spotify.
with the other two songs, the first one, Walk Out Your Life,
Yeah.
And the ultimate, and Nobody's Gonna Love You Like Me. So Walk Out Your Life was, I decided to go to the studio one day, and I had what, you know how you have in your mind what you want to do.
Right.
I said, man, I don't want to talk about that. I want to do a good kick you out song. People haven't done that.
You know, you hurt my heart. This is like one of them dudes that's really fed up with his girl. Like, she gotta go. I'm like, whoo, not that. No.
Yeah, you know, and I said, you know what I'm gonna do? I need a good kick you out song that's because I'm always talking about love and relationships, but every now and again you gotta put folk out. You just got to.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we went there. I freestyled it. I didn't write anything down. I just went in there, freestyled it, and then I liked it. Came back and just finished it off, and I went ahead and put it out. The other one, Nobody's Gonna Love You Like Me. So I work with a different producer. His name is Tony Corelli. Tony Corelli owns Deep End Studios out in Baltimore, Maryland. Shout out to him. And he does a lot of punk rock stuff. You know what I'm saying? But awesome musician. And so I sat down to play, and he says, no, I'm going to do this. So he actually did a lot of the music for it, and he took that concept to a whole nother level. And here it is. It's out, so. Yeah.
But I feel like too, and that's what I love what you're saying about you want to do the opposite of what you were already in your passion, because I feel like ballads come from heartbreak and love. You know what I'm saying? Yep. So when you do those type of concepts, you can be multifaceted in all types of ways. You can do ballads. You know what I'm saying? And I love ballads. You know what I'm saying? I could be in a heartbreak relationship, but I can play that song. You know what I'm saying? Even though that's towards a female. But I think at the end of the day, the perspective is if you've been hurt by somebody or something like that, it's time for them to go. Because I think, like you said, I love your concepts of music. Like you're talking about real life subjects and topics that people are not doing now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We need that music. You know what I'm saying? Like look at all the crazy stuff that's going on with all these folks now. They kicking folks out and all this stuff like that, getting heartbreak relationships. I mean, you need something to, I guess, like I've always said, you have to get with the times. And I think because we are in 2021, people feel like that we can't get back to real music when we have real music that talk about real stuff. And I feel like your context of music talks about that. You know what I'm saying? Indeed. So doing that, I can hit and gravitate to that. So if I'm going through something, man, let me put on some Roller Soul now so I can just get my life because I'm tired. I got to get my life. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
But what it is it's coming from the heart. And that's what I respect about you. So, for that right there, if I'm going through something, I gotta play you one good time.
No
that's
doubt.
All.
No doubt. You know who talked about that? Gerald Levert. Let me tell you. That brother there, you listen to some of his music and some of the stuff he talked about. He talked about a lot of real world stuff.
Oh, yeah.
He wasn't just a teddy bear. I know all the ladies like him talking about he the teddy bear and all, but my man was really talking some real stuff. You know, what's that song? Answering, I don't deserve this. Talking to my answering service. Yeah, remember that? Look, he was saying, look here, why won't you pick the phone up? What's wrong with you? Pick the phone up. You hear me calling you?
Yeah. But no, that's so true. And people do sleep on Gerald Levert, and I feel like he's such an icon, and I miss him so much. And it's just crazy when you listen to people like that. And it's great that you brought him up because a lot of people don't talk about the concept of his music. They just go to his voice. But that's what I understand about you. And that's why with that, we need real music now to really kind of gravitate to what's going on in the world. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm super, super proud that you're doing stuff like that. Because like I said, I can listen to love songs all day.
No
doubt. Sometimes if you're going through something, you got to get that other side too to get about
Yeah. But, and he went from one extreme to the other. It was that, and then he went to look. We about to break these headboards, kind of love,
Yeah, multifaceted, all types of things when we talk about love. Yes. And I just really, really proud of you there. You and your journey and your 15 years going on, Mr. Rose. So super proud of you. But I do want to ask you this question. If you had to collaborate with anybody in this industry, who would you want to collaborate with?
Oh, that's a loaded one. Male or female?
Both.
Whew. Oh, my gracious. Okay. So female, I'm sorry, but I got to sing with the Mighty En Vogue. I got to sing with them.
Come on.
Let me tell you. My a lot of the stuff that I do singing wise, I learned from them. Especially Terry Ellis. I know you see me out there, Terry. Yeah, I learned from you.
That is dope.
Yeah. So group wise, I would have to sing with them. As far as males is concerned, that is a hard one. My goodness. Yeah. I had to get with Wanye from Boys to Men.
Come on, I knew you. I said he gotta say Boys to Men, because if you don't, I'm gonna hurt. I'm like, bro, I know you gotta get Wanye from Boys to Men, or Sean, or somebody. I'm just saying, because you give me that ask of a group. You know what I'm saying? Nate, the same question I want to ask you: who do you, if you ever had to work with somebody, who would you want to collaborate with?
I don't. It's so many. Yeah. I would love to collaborate with like India.Arie.
I'm about to get out this shit. I'm done with both of y'all. What? Real music, real singers. Yes.
I would say India.Arie, and if it was going to be male, there's a gentleman named Frank McComb, who many of this generation, I don't think, have tapped into his.
Okay.
I had to.
Okay. You good. I'm sound went out.
But his style is identical to Donny Hathaway.
Wow.
And typically when you go to his shows, he's playing and singing.
Come on.
And if you look him up, Frank McComb, the guy is so phenomenal. If I ever wanted to work with someone, it would be Frank McComb.
Oh wow. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like I just feel like that's dope, because you bring one thing I'm learning about you know, Mr. Rowe, like you and Nathan, about you guys, and just in general about music, is like you trying to get back into the real R&B solo music. You know what I'm saying? Like I see people like Keith Sweat and people like like Anthony Hamilton now really trying to bring, you know, real music, R&B music back. And I feel like you said in your thing, R&B is not dead. The thing about it is it's still my passion. The thing about it is you got to just look for it. Like we've always said, you know what I'm saying? And I'm happy it's people like you that come on my platform that really want to tell your story, but not even that tell a music of R&B or what you feel and what you love. You know what I'm saying? And it is not watered down. It's just real, honest, and pure soul, you know?
Yeah.
And so go ahead.
There is, you know, the other thing too is manhood. There's nothing wrong with bringing manhood to R&B.
Come on.
You know, there's nothing wrong with that. Unfortunately, I guess over the years, that element has kind of trickled down as to what that really is. Yeah. But there's nothing wrong with a family man. You know, there's nothing wrong with being in a leadership role as a man, especially with music. There's nothing wrong with, you know, singing a good song and nobody kind of look at you as, you know, being, oh, well, this is just some, you know, you get what I'm saying. That masculine manhood energy, you know, that you can bring to, you know, that just singing period and musicianship period. So
right. And do you feel, I wanted to ask you this too, do you feel that the R&B is going to come back, the past R&B is going to come back, or do you feel that the R&B that you're making now is going to be here to stay? How do you feel the state of R&B is right now?
I feel that the state of R&B right now, there is a trend to follow, meaning that there's a bunch of followers out there. They do what's hot then and what's going on. But if you're truly dedicated to the music, it's not going to really matter, and it's going to shine through, you know.
Yeah.
So let's somebody who's done that very well. Tank has done that very well.
Thank you. I love me some Tank.
And he's done it so well because when you listen to his first album and his album that he put out not long ago, he could put it out and people would still buy it. And the reason why is because he stuck to that same formula.
Yeah,
of putting out music. He didn't deviate with what was hot. He stuck to the music.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and that's kind of what I would say. If you want to keep things a certain way, you got to stick to the music. Stick to the music and don't care about whether or not, oh, well, you know, I don't know if it's going to be 80s or 90s. Who cares? If it sounds good, put it out.
Come on. Exactly. Put it out.
Yeah.
And let the people decide.
Let the people decide, because you're going to get a handful of people where R&B ain't hot here, but if I go over to Korea, they're going to love me.
All day,
You
every
know,
day.
if I go to Africa, they gonna love me. You know, you come back over here, oh my goodness, who's Roll the Soul Diamond? But I go over to Africa and they like, yeah, I got you. You know? So,
and it's like that. It's sometimes it's a regional thing, but like you said, I think what it is that people, whatever you feel in your heart is what it is, it'll gravitate to anybody. And that's how I feel about that. So I wanted to ask you, do you have any advice for anybody that wants to get into this music industry that you have, you know, blessed yourself with, and just being an independent artist and stuff like that? What advice do you have people that is trying to get in the game like you?
Okay. The first thing, family first.
Ooh.
Family first. If you are a married man or a married woman, keep your family. Your family is who's going to hold you down. Okay. Yeah. And actually, that's really in the second order. God first. If your relationship with your heavenly Father isn't right,
that's right,
then there's no way that your relationship, your individual relationship with your wife or husband is going to work. That's so those are the two things. And then the third thing is be true to the music. If singing and R&B and jazz is what you do, then stick to that. Don't let nobody throw you off your square. And it could take 5 years. It could take 50 years. If you believe in the music, it's going to shine through. Like for me, you know, like I said, I'm, you know, I've been in this a long time, and I've had successes here and I've had failures here, but it's a wave. You'll get that wave of success here. You'll get that low, and then you climb right back up. So it's all a matter of your perspective and how you see it. You know, so that's my advice. God first, your family, and staying true to the music. Stay true to the music. And then you'll be all right. You'll be good.
Come on. Praise God for that, because we need that, man. Woo! I was at church earlier today, and I got my whole life. So I definitely, truly understand. And I want to thank you so much. But I know you get ready to perform for me. So what's going on, y'all? You ready to do that right now?
We ready.
All right, ready. Good. Let's go.
All right. Here we go.
Well, I can't see your face a little bit.
Turn it up a little bit? Okay,
no,
sorry about that.
Yeah, you move your face.
Can you hear the track?
I can hear it, yeah. Okay.
Here we are, hand in hand, standing at the altar. Family and friends gather around to see us join eternally. You say I do, all is true, as we have so much work to do. 'Cause girl, you are my life, and today you'll be my wife. Today we start our lives. We start our lives as lovely man and wife. We start our lives. Today we start our lives. We start our lives as lovely man and wife. I do. I do. See, all the words that you say have meaning for us on this day. And sing, hell, may we stay until our dying day. Our children will play with its toys and also bring us so much joy. See, girl, you are my life, and today you'll be my wife. See, we start our life as lovely men and wife. As lovely men and wife, we start our I really love you. I really need you so. I really love you. Yeah. I really like you. Oh, really need you so. I really love you. Oh, today will start our lives. Oh, his lonely man in white. Oh, today will start. See, this is the happiest day of our lives. This is the happiest day of our lives. This is the happiest day of our lives. Forever. Oh, say you be my wife, my wife, yeah. Oh, say you'll be my wife, yeah. Oh, say you'll be my wife, yeah. Baby, won't you rock with me, rock with me, ooh. Ooh, I just wanna put your hand in mine. Oh.
Baby, I'm done. I can't. Like, my soul is touched. Y'all are the first in history to ever on my show sing live. I've never had this. Y'all the first.
No doubt.
Baby,
Thank you.
My soul was touched. I felt like I was about to walk down the damn aisle. I'm like, wait a minute, where's my dress? Where's my veil? Hold up. Y'all are fantastic. I want you guys to keep going, keep striving. You really have touched me and gave me so much. Like, look, my friend always say my soul is touched. I'm touched. I'm done. Because I could have snatched my hair right now and I would have been done with y'all. I mean, that was beautiful. Y'all see me singing the lyrics, so I was just singing like I'm in the third person in the group, knowing damn well I can't sing. But I want you guys to keep on going. Y'all are fantastic. And Mr. Rowe and Mr. Nathan, God bless both of you guys. You are talented. Like, thank you so much for that. That was beautiful.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Like, I can't even, I'm lost for words like that. I've never been lost for words like that. But I wanted to ask you, like, do you have any last words you want to let everybody know what you have on your platform, let everybody know so they can follow you and everything? Because, I'm going to repost this because you're going to make sure y'all get reposted. I'm just saying.
No doubt. Well, this wedding song that you heard tonight, it's available on all streaming platforms, Spotify, Tidal, iTunes, everywhere that music is sold. And then, like I said, I have a few tracks that's on there now. The album is coming. We are working diligently right now to get the album taken care of. We have a working title right now. I don't want to get it away just yet because I think we're going to be back on here one more time. We're going to have to come back on here.
Excuse me, are y'all going to have a video, a world premiere video of the Ultimate Wedding Song? Because this, yes. I can see this as a video. Like, I wish I could be the bride, but I'm going to leave that alone. I'm good with being single right now, so I'm cool with that. But, man, y'all body that. I pray to God y'all get a video for that. I would love to hear the album when it comes. Like I said, you can come back on my platform, and I'll drop it. I'll do anything to make sure you guys get there, because y'all guys are talented, especially you, Mr. Rowe. God bless you from the bottom of my heart, Mr. Nathan. God bless you. I mean, man, I'm excited for 2022 for both of you.
Yes, indeed. Well, thank you so much for having us on your platform. I mean, like I said, this is beautiful. So.
Oh, well, thank you so much, because y'all didn't touch me. I'm lost for words. I've never been lost for words on my show. And he is my friend on Current R&B Bangers. He definitely said he would definitely post y'all on his show as well. So, I mean, God bless you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. So, guys, thank you so much for my beautiful interview with Mr. Rowe, the Soul Diamond. Next Tuesday, join me with the one and only singer, songwriter, Mr. Michael Lee Jamison, We are getting ready to celebrate the 20th anniversary of Faith Evans' third album, Faithfully. I'm so excited to talk to him on my platform.
Yes,
we're getting ready to talk about I Love You, Gets No Love, everything that Faith Evans is. So y'all make sure y'all join me next Tuesday on my platform. We'll get ready to talk to him about Faith Evans' album. So, Mr. Roller Soul Diamond, Mr. Nathan, God bless you guys from the bottom of my heart. But we are done with my beautiful interview for the Who's Next episode.
Yes, indeed. Indeed. We'll see y'all later.
Bye. God bless you. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.